Hey guys, it's your boy Nami Rubber Bands back with another video, and today I'm joined with.
Anime Rage. What's good, y'all?
So this is gonna be part two of what if we was in Naruto. So I hope y'all guys
Yeah.
enjoy, and let's get into it.
Already? So, if you give me the honors, I would like to start first.
Okay.
So, this is going to take place a few weeks after our first training session. We've already been on around 10 and a half D-rank missions.
Right.
And for a minute, me, Ruby, as you guys voiced, got opinions on names, so I guess that's her name now, Ruby. So me, Ruby, and Shark Boy over here,
Your boy.
we're all getting a bit, I guess, desaturated by the amount of D-rank missions we're going on. I mean, we get it. We are beginnings. It's meant to start us off. But hey, there's only so many rescue missions we could do. There's so many save the cat, find this, do this, all this freaking PS1 side quest be the bullshit.
Anything but saving cats. It's a drag.
As we get there and we're practically winded of that, as Yamato, he can see that we're kind of a bit tired of keep doing these D-rank missions. So we walk up in there again as we get called for a mission by Haru. As in our heads we're like, anything but a D-rank mission, anything but a D-rank mission, anything but a D-rank mission. So when we get there, right, it's not just us in there, it's Naruto's crew as well, Team 7. And so we're just patiently waiting our turn to head up in there. As we see Naruto, Sasuke, Sakura, and Kakashi leave with this guy with a beer bog on his back, essentially. As we're like, hopefully we get a mission structure or something on that level. So we head in there. As Haru's, he's saying hello, we saying hello back. As, he was about to mention another D-rank mission until Yamato actually steps in. As he's like, Lord Harusen, if you will, I have noticed that these kids have been doing quite well in terms of D-rank missions. They have proved that they are incredibly capable. So, shouldn't we think that we should probably, put them to the next level? Sure, I'm not talking anything on B on higher, but at least a C. So Harusen, taking his little smoke bod, he's smoking it, he like as he's looking at me, you, and Ruby, as we all have that please look on our face.
Right.
As he's like, alrighty, fine. Here is a secret mission, as he tosses the paper to Yamato. It's like, everything you need to know about is on the paper. Get your stuff piled together, as y'all going to be heading out as of tomorrow morning.
Finally.
Right.
I'm like, finally, we can do something than other getting cats. Jeez, cat missions was annoying. I need to stretch out my muscles. I've been cooped up in a leaf for too long. I need to see what's out there. Thank you, old man, as I just dash out of there quickly as I can possibly can. I wish he stopped calling me old man. Says Harusen. As
Alrighty, so we're all like, thank you for everything, goodbye, So he heads out, and we all close the door as Harusen's like, finally, they're gone. As he whips out his special edition, limited edition, ultra copy, rare variety series of the Itchy Itchy series. It's nice, prestige. It even has a golden cover on it. Even signed by yours truly. He's like, yeah. I'm about to go crazy in this book. So, time skip, right? Because, we don't want to, I'm sure y'all don't want to listen about how an old man got his rocks off. So, yeah. So, we all taking a little breather as we're getting prepared for our secret mission that's going to happen tomorrow. And so we're like, finally, finally. And so, as a way to celebrate our token for our new mission, we decided to head out for something brief to eat. So when we I'm heading out. I see Ruby there, and she's already like jumping from building to building. So I'm calling her out as she sees me there. And she's like, well, "What do you want?" I'm like, "We're about to head out and get something. You want something?" At first she was about to say no, but then she's like, "Who am I to turn down a free meal?" So it's me and her. As well, alright then. Guess we gotta get him. Where does he live though? Since he is pretty new to the leaf, we don't even know where he lives. And she's like, right. We'll just probably have to ask old man himself. And I'm like, I'm not sure we should do that. She's like, why? I was like, I have Byakugan, so if you saw what I saw, you wouldn't want to go in there. She's like, okay, I guess we'll just let Yamato know, since he probably knows. So, we're heading to a restaurant, Ichiraka Ramen, because of course, we head in, as we see Yamato with you, as I'll pass the perspective to you.
Give me another bowl, please. I gotta get ready for tomorrow. Give me the largest bowl you have, and don't hold nothing back. Make it as spicy as possible. I appreciate that, says me. They said, no problem, as they begin to make another bowl. So I'm like, Ruby, and my boy, what are y'all doing here? As y'all just look at me as like, man, you freaking gluttony. I eating so much. As I'm like, well, we gotta get ready for tomorrow. It's gonna be quite interesting. Our first sea mission. What are the odds of that? I never thought the old man would let us do this. I thought he was gonna have us do D-rank missions for eternity. As we all make that face, As you grab a seat and Ruby grabs a seat, we all begin to eat. As I'm enjoying the ramen. As I'm like, guys, so have y'all been working on anything special? Have y'all been cooking up any new techniques? Because I have quite few I've been working on. I've been over by the lake testing things out. If y'all ever want to find me, that's where I will be. I'm always improving my skills. As Yamato looks at me and is like, you're quite the shinobi then. You never stay stagnated. Yeah, I feel like if I do that, I would just be a shell of myself. I didn't do that. As I pass it on to you.
Alrighty. As Ruby explains, I've been working on my clan's Kika Genkai, working up some newer ideas. But for the most part, I think what I got will work me through up to until I need, at least something physically needs me to change it. And if it ain't broke, don't fix it type of chick.
Right.
Hey, what about you, Kenshi? And she's looking at me. I'm like, just been, sharpening up on my gentle fist techniques. Also, just sharpening up my dojutsu, working on newer techniques, working on different ways to improve my clan's abilities. Since I have been practicing very heavily in the art of, archery. Since my eyes are very good at long range, I think having ways to help advance that range even further will probably be the best solution as of right now. So, what about you?
I've been honing my war nature to absurd levels. Now I can make, instead of making one sharp bomb, I can make 3 sharp bombs. As y'all both look, you and Ruby look at me like, whoa, it's crazy. Yeah, but the only thing is, I'm kind of drained after I use the third one. I'm trying to find a way to get around that. But that's why I'm made up a new tech, but you see when I pull it out, it's gonna be quite the eye popping. As Ruby's like, of course you should know it's not freaking shown in characters. I'm like, be quiet and stop breaking the fourth wall. As I begin to eat, as I pass it back to
Alrighty, so Yama's was like, anyway, enough of all that. So, how do y'all feel having been on your first C-rank mission? I'm sure you're probably a bit tired out of the D-rank missions all the time, but I hope you understand why we do that, just so that we can get you well and versed in the shinobi world without really worrying about, you know, death-defying shinobis coming after you 24/7. As I'm like, well, I'm definitely glad that we got a starter up. You know, being cooped up in the same village would kind of be a bit, I guess, death of a scenery, because I think this place does look amazing, but being here for a whole your life, it definitely can be essentially it needs some innovation. So to see other villages have different ways of looking like something is pretty interesting. But hey, I guess that scenery isn't really all that cool. The only thing we're doing is in the forest trying to find something.
I have to agree with you.
But hey, that's just my opinion on it.
I agree with that. I say it myself, but I agree with that. Kind of saying the cooped up in the same spot is not that cool. I want to stretch my legs out and test things. Gain more experience instead of being stagnated in this, village. Not to say the Leaf is bad. I like the Leaf. It's one of the best places I've ever been. But I don't want to get rusty at the same time. So, as I just started eating again, I'll pass it back to you.
Alrighty. So I'm eating dough ramen, you know. As I'm like, wow, this is really good. As a, hey, y'all, man, she's like, thank you. More people are starting to get into this show. Since the only person who's really been in here is, Naruto. He is probably one of the best customers we've ever had. Probably because he's more likely the only customer we ever had. But it's glad to know that someone knows good taste. So hopefully, we're just trying to help him in his goals and become a Hokage every way we can do. And, he promised to advertise our food once he gets to that level. So that's something. And so I'm like, hey, don't worry. We'll make sure to spread the word about your food too, because food this good can't be slept on.
Yeah, you gotta go.
If anything, I'll take some of the food and put it in a seal. I asked for a few more bowls and put it in a seal to wrap it up for the go. I'm like, there we go. That should be my snack for when we get there.
Yo, I need to think about that.
Ruby's like, wait, is that sealing techniques? I'm like, yeah. I decided to get more into it. Seems pretty useful.
Oh, that's fucking awesome. I didn't even think about anything like that. You know what? I gotta get into looking into ceiling shows. Wow, that's kind of cool. I'm flabbergasted, and you like, really, bro? You just now thinking about this? I'm like, no, I didn't even think about this. Like, no cap. So you just opened my eyes up. Gotta learn some sealing techniques. That's quite useful. As a pass it to you.
I'm like, yeah. Sealing techniques are actually pretty good, especially if you have a lot of things you want to wrap up for a trip. And like, believe it or not, I have my own bed in this one seal alone. And you're like, wow. But you tell me that little scroll can hold up to a bed in terms of size? I'm like, for the most part, there's nothing stopping a seal from sealing up anything. As long as, I have enough chakra to do it. But besides that, it's not like I could seal a whole house in here or anything. But definitely a bed is my limit for right now. What about y'all?
That's quite interesting. I definitely my research. Anyway, I'll take 5 more to go, or I leave. Says me as they on it. As I guess we leave the ramen shop, right? And I think we go our separate ways. So I'm like, alright, y'all, I gotta head out. I gotta burn all this ramen off. So I'll see y'all tomorrow at 10 a.m. Yeah, 10 a.m. As I look at my watch. Yeah, I see y'all at 10 a.m. As I shin out of there. It's like, man, I do this. He's so quick. As I pass it back in your perspective.
Alrighty. That's my Ruby. I'll see you tomorrow. She's like, yeah, as she kind of shins, but her like blood version of it. Yes, I'm out of there. Like, great. Gotta go back to the Hyuga Manor. Great. So I'm walking into the place, as they're like, oh, you're back. I'm like, yeah. So I get back as, like I said, I'm the side branch of the family. So for the most part, my main roommate will more than likely just be Neji, which, you can only imagine how that would feel like growing up. So it's like having a dickhead older brother. So when Neji comes in, finally from his place, as he's kind of been on my ass about the rankings of the missions ever since we got him. Since off rip, he was already on C rank missions, and he thinks it's somewhat of a flex that he's been on more than me, even though that's a mission structure thing. I can't control that. So yeah, and so I'm not really worried about whatever he has to say because, like I said, he's Neji. So I'm not really worried too much about what he has to say as I walk into the main branch. The main branch don't really have a problem with me, so due to the fact that I'm just naturally a nice person. I'm naturally a good kid, so they have no problem with me being in the manor. I mean, they have no problem with side branches being in the manor, but they tend to act a certain way around main branches. So when I head up in there, as the main two people who are generally nice to me there, because it's the main. They're going to always look at me a little less because I'm from the side, but the main two who are generally nice to me is Hinata and Hanabi, because when they see me, they kind of just like oh, he's finally back, since I'm kind of like the last one to get back home, since Neji and Hinata were already home. So when I get there, they're just asking me about how were things going and everything, as I explained to them that, well, I'm on my first C-rank mission and everything, even though, a decision, especially thanks to the help of Yamato. So with that, I essentially explained to them that, well, I gotta get ready. The mission is tomorrow morning. So yeah, I'm gonna get in a few training sessions with Hinata, Hanabi, and Neji, then after that, I'll just head to bed. So time skip up to midnight, as my last training partner is, well, Neji. And so with me fighting, Neji's noticing that I'm kind of, even Neji's I guess uncle in this scenario, since Neji's father was Hiroshi's brother who died, I think. You can correct me on that one if I'm wrong, but that's how I think how it went. But essentially, they noticing that my fighting style is slightly different from the gentle fist. Like I'm relying more on long range movements, and let's just say they didn't really like that. They're a very traditional orientated family. Like they don't really like changing up what isn't broken. But rather, my perspective on this, that I'm not changing what isn't broken. I'm kind of altering it a bit to fit me. But since literally years and decades of traditions have been practically the same, the clan has been stagnant in teaching the exact same techniques, the exact same moves throughout the past 20 plus years. So if someone who's fought a Hyuga beforehand will know what to expect if they fight another. So that's why I'm trying to differentiate the fighting style, but that's not what they're getting. So anyway, with my, like I was saying, because for me, I don't like to stay stagnant about anything, and I've noticed that since Neji to Hinata to even how Hanabi fights, they're all practically identical in fighting styles. Since people who come to the Leaf watching the Hyugas fight, seeing how there's practically no real change in quality of way how they fight. Because when I look at other clans, well, via reading and watching them do what they do, you can tell there's a distinction between the two. There's no real stagnation. Sure, there's a thing called inspiration, seeing what someone else did and changing it to fit your style. I've seen that. I've seen with Sharingan users all the time. There's never one Sharingan user that's really considered the exact same, either through passing to someone else or it's just family. But even with the Senju clan, there's a distinction between Hashirama and Tobirama and how they fight. There's a distinction with everyone how they fight. In my clan, everyone practically fights the exact same. Now you can see how this could be a problem for other people or other villages who come to the Leaf and see that, wow, sure, this clan is strong, but it's stagnant in how it fights people. It can't change. If they get outranged, then they're practically screwed in a fight. But I don't want that to be a glaring weakness or a fault of the Byakugan. This, which leads to me doing a whole bunch of research and just reading about a whole bunch of clans and stuff, from the Hyugas, the Sharingans, the any other dojutsu, in a way to kind of not only improve what I can do, but take those similar techniques and fighting styles and add it upon the gentle fist, making it even more deadlier technique. Which is why I've gotten heavily into the use of long range abilities with bows, weapons, and even sealing techniques. Any way to improve my family's techniques rather than staying stagnant. So, I eat food, brush my teeth, take a shower. I know that's orders out of whack, but I don't care. So, I'm heading to bed as I have to wake up early tomorrow morning. So, time skip, like 9 o'clock, as I get up, take as much stuff as I need from me in terms of sealing that can seal up, which I do. I seal up breakfast, I seal up lunch, I seal up dinner, because they don't know how long I'm going to be gone for. So I just essentially seal everything that's in my room, just in case I need more stuff. And so, I'm heading off. As you know, Hinata and Neji already left off around 6 o'clock because he just gets up that early. I don't. But me and Hinata get up around the same time as we're walking to our respected groups. As I know, I give her a proper goodbye. So, Hyuga clan is generally nice to Hinata. So, we part our ways as she's heading off to her side and I'm heading off to mine. As I'll pass the perspective to your character.
As during the same time, after he was done training, I was in the forest, about to head over to this raging lake that I know about secretly. As Mako, aka my tail beast, reminds me, you need to sharpen up on your training. I have a new regimen for you to do that can make you quite more potent with your water natures. You ever thought, how will it feel to be under intense water pressures? So I'm like, what you mean? Oh, what you mean, Mako? What do you mean intense water pressure? Come on, man. Think about it. If you learn how to contain yourself in intense water pressures, you can go as deep as you want. And plus, it will make your chakra more dense. So I'm like, really? Is it gonna help? It's like, trust me, it's gonna help your chakra levels. And once you know how water is at its true nature, you become truly unstoppable. As I say, I like the sound of that. As he's like, good. As you start to see water bracelets form around my arms and my legs. As he says, jump in the lake. As I'm like, are you crazy? I'm gonna drown. He's like, oh my god, for freak's sakes. You have a shark tail base. What do sharks do? They breathe underwater. Stop being a baby and jump in the water. Like, if I die, it's gonna be on you, Marco. He starts laughing. You're not gonna die. As I jump in the raging water, as I feel my body getting thrashed. I'm like, oh my god, I'm gonna die. He's like, calm down. Focus your chakra. As I calm down and I focus my chakra. As I sink towards the bottom of the lake. Well, aka raging rapid lake, my bad. As I open my eyes, as I can see the water. It's not murky from my perspective. For one thing, I'm not drowning like he said. Right. Now, I want you to fill your chakra out in this whole entire raging lake and make it calm and relax. As he's like, I'm like, are you insane? I can't do that. Let's try it. As I'm like, fine. As I do it, I slowly unrelease some chakra, but the thing is, the waves are disrupting it. I'm like, what? How's my chakra being disrupted by water? Water is a living organism as well. It has tiny living creatures. So everything is chakra based. Everything can break your chakra if you're not focused. So I'm like, fine. As I sit down on the bottom of the lake, as you see my hair floating towards the surface, as I start to meditate underneath the water, as he says, good, great. You're finally releasing your chakra out the water. That's perfect. Now, what I want you to do is stay like this for the next 5 hours. So I'm like, fine. As slowly but surely you start to see the gills become more pronounced on my neck. My hands start to turn into web-like fingers. As my eyes slit into a bull shark eye slit. As I'm really becoming with Marco. As we cut back to the next day to your perspective.
Alrighty. So I'm making my way to the area, right? So I get there because I'm yawning still because it's 10 o'clock in the morning. So I'm getting up, walking there as I see Ruby and Yamato waiting on me. As I make it there, as I'm like, oof, talk about waking up early. Anyway, where's Mako at? Is he here? And she's like, he's running a bit late apparently, but supposedly he's on his way. As she's like, for a serious mission that he's so happy about, and yet he's going to be late on it. And so let's say right when she says that, you show up, heavy, breathing heavy. I'm back. I forgot, what time is it? Am I wearing underwear? Yeah, I am. Okay. Am I wearing a shirt? Okay, I am already. We're ready to go, right? As we're like, what time did you get up? As you're like 9:45. So we're like, damn. Already? Well, at least you here. Come on, let's head off to the area. So we're heading out. As I asked, I'm like, so since Yamato, what exactly did that paper read? Is this supposed to be a new village or something? As he says, well, I'm glad that you asked. This village is actually a village hidden in the waterfalls. As when he says that gets your attention. You're like, waterfalls. I've heard about the rain village. Is that like an extension on that? As he's like, oh no, this is a complete village. Our job is to essentially assist in the carriagement between for the cage there. He is supposedly their world leader. We're essentially just taking him to his village, and supposedly our job will be done. That's like, wow, that sounds very simple for a C rank mission. That's like, but here's the thing: we're taking care of a world leader, and this is going to cause way more problems than just simple cats and dog missions, as you would tell. This guy is of importance up there that could rival the Hokage. As we're like, oh, interesting. Alrighty then. Would you mind telling us a bit about this village then, if that's the case? Information on this village. So, essentially, around the time of this village creation, the village tasked fighting against the war release Kakuzu, failed, obviously. And despite, the unimaginable amount of pain he must have felt on that mission, when he got back to his village, he was met with harsh punishment and cruelty with the failure of, his objective. In response of this treatment and a wrong level against a shinobi who had put life and limb on the line for his village, Kakuzu came to hold a violent hatred towards this village as he escaped his imprisonment. And in his flight for the village, Kakuzu killed the village elders, took their hearts, and fled with the knowledge of the village's most prized forbidden techniques. And so, at some point, the village came into possession. Possession of who? Kurumi, for Choimi, making it the only known village outside of the 5 great nations to hold a tail beast. That's interesting. Already, as this already gets your excitement. As you're like, alrighty then, this guy must be big things then, if that's the case. Alrighty then, I was already kind of invested before, but now I really am invested. As I'll pass the perspective to
Getting more exciting, as I can't wait. As guys, I'm gonna have to leave it right here on y'all. I know, cliffhanger. I know y'all don't like it, but hey, I gotta do this sometimes. So, like, comment, and subscribe. Gotta say, got anything to say, bro?
say?
Yeah, like, any guys?
Well, one thing I need to say is that wash yourselves, fellas, because females don't like musty dudes.
Nope, they don't like dick and cheese. Other than that,
right? They don't like that funky ball musk.
Yeah. Other than that, we out. Peace, y'all.